Hey everyone, Tennessee Valley Railfanner here. As you can probably tell, this is a pretty odd video compared to others. Well, it's a custom video. Yay! Well, for starters, it's a British locomotive, an A4 to be exact. If it was ever brought over here to the United States and was Americanized for service. In the process of making this video right now, I decided to make a little headcanon for this, to see why it looks like this and how I made this model. Here we go into the video. WLLC 4649 Guillemot was built by Sir Nigel Gresley in 1935 for the LNER. The A4 was made for high-speed passenger service. Like many others, known as 4465 by the LNER, it served its duty to the United Kingdom. After the LNER formed with other railroads to form British Rail, the locomotive was renumbered and repainted into the BR green livery. Now known as 60020, the locomotive was faced with an unseeable future. In the real life, Guillemot was scrapped in 1965. In this AU, it saw its retirement on the other side of the pond to the United States. A man by the name of Charles Wilson had a fascination with steam locomotives, specifically British locomotives. The downside was that he lived in America. However, he could deliver some locomotives across the ocean on an ocean liner to start his business, the Wilson Locomotive Leasing Company. He traveled to England to find his selection. His last selection was the Guillemot. Along with many others, it was shipped overseas to seek new life in America from the scrapper's torch. There, Guillemot would receive a bell, chimed whistle, cowcatcher, headlights, and other requirements for a steam locomotive to operate in the United States. In the process, Guillemot would receive a new number, 4649. With this, they would black out the old number and BR logo, and just to get business started. Many people thought this would be a terrible decision because of the size and strength of British and American locomotives compared. Wilson, however, would push to prove people that his locomotives are worthy of being leased to railroads for filling jobs. Surprisingly, 4649 would mostly pull short freights when it first started out its career in America. She saw her first passenger career pulling the Southern's Tennessean. People would never overlook Wilson again. A few years passed. Guillemot would be invited to participate in the Southern Steam program a few times and then would go back to leasing use for the next 42 years. So I discovered this website called Hatton's, a British model railroading company that sold Europe modeled locomotives.
I'm British!
They had some A4s for sale. I looked for a model that didn't represent one that was preserved just to do something different. I settled on Guillemot in a BR livery. It was so cheap, so I went for it. It took a week and a half, but it was worth it. I ran it a few times to see if it wasn't faulty, and I was ready for the customization. For this project, I had some donor locomotives, and I purchased some parts from Bachmann. For the bell, whistle, and headlights, it came off an old Bachmann Durango and Silverton Unrealistic 2.0. The pilot is from a Bachmann 440 Richmond that was just sold for parts on Bachmann. Which it would look really perfect on the Guillemot because the streamline looked on the cowcatcher really fit in my opinion. Next came the decals. Microscale made all the products that was used on the Guillemot. I use half-inch wide black line decals used for blanking out numbers and logos. I placed some over the number NBR logo. Then I used some Walther's Butt passenger car decals made by Microscale for the numbers. I planned to use the number 4707 for the Guillemot, but I couldn't see them. So I bit the bullet and went with some PRR decals with the number 4649. At least the PRR decals had the maroon backdrop so you could see the numbers.
That's probably nothing.
Thank you all for watching this video. I may try to do one of these again in the future with more British locomotives. And I'm going to have to get some more money because I used it all on Guillemot. And I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye!